natural part of this two-part stream. I mean, it's not a two-part stream because I am going to be streaming a World of War once as I check really quickly what I have. I think I have to immediately switch my language, but let's just make sure. Because I was doing a thing, and yeah, if I get interrupted, I get interrupted. So, without further ado, I think we start. I'm going to go from left to right, although we're going to skip over one or two. Excuse me. Yeah, and I think this is simplified Chinese, which should be the bottom of the two. I can't tell. Hey, surprisingly enough, even if you know Japanese, turns out you can't. You can try to work your way around, but no, I just had to do this I do check the characters beforehand just to make sure there isn't, anything crashing or, old gods forbid, there's funny stuff. But as we get into it, yeah, we're gonna do at least 3 characters. I'm gonna skip over because one of them is from a mod pack, so I just randomly selected one, and we'll see what happens. So, as normal, hey there, by the way, hey Netsuka, but yeah, we're gonna go with, as we get into an Ath World of Horror backstory custom character, we are going to do our best to make things work. So, just a quick review. This is not too unheard of. Is it better than a character that has lower than all of these stats? Sure, but I'll be objectively speaking, if this is obviously good, but if you keep using the Fire Axe, it cannot be good, so you're going to see in a moment. Because again, I do go just a little bit in just to see, again, if the characters are not crashing the game. Charisma, Strength, Second Mystery, Takushi-san, Knowledge, and maybe a Light check, which we pass all of those. But on, say, an ill-fated run, no matter how high your stats are, and well, actually, your stats can be above 100, 101, depending on the modifiers of an event, and then you will pass even ill-fated events. But at that point, that's when you're going crazy. But even then, it's a sad sight to say that even with 12, especially with 12 strength, or 12 in a stat, you can still fail because of modifiers, so let's see if that happens. But I don't think we have anything in the thing. And we're doing a thing. Again, listen, when we get a lot of characters coming in, you're going to see a lot of different kind of, ways that people build their characters. And it is interesting. Some of them is the extreme of very powerful or not, or like it dies immediately on Harbinger because of zero statting, but I see Recluse, Teacher, I forgot what this was, Painting, and that maybe, oh yeah, that's Akamanto, just looking at the number of endings. What is this then? Festival? Doesn't look like Flood. Flood has a picture of a river, but anywho. Yeah, if it's supposed to be an easy character, again, I can't tell for sure. All I'm gonna do is, quote-unquote judge, but basically base my opinion off of what I can see. This character also starts with, I think, this spell, because Ath gives you the spell on top. So that's this is the stamina healing spell. I know what it does. I forgot what the name was. Flesh regrowth, which is again one of the few usable spells that you can have. Well, a handful of usable spells, but you get the point. Flesh regrowth and a Fire Axe, and with this amount of stats, I mean, I don't blame the creator if they found out they wanted to play with the Fire Axe and found out actually how slow it was. But otherwise, again, if I wanted to, I could just go switch to another weapon. But while we're here, we will pass pretty much every single stat check. There are going to be a few that I miss. If there is a strength check in a high threat level location, we can still fail, but for the most part, this should be a breeze. So, not much else to say. I didn't look into the perk packs either, but again, it doesn't, at this point, it really doesn't matter what I have. In fact, I might even switch to the small candle here, just because it's a better weapon. A Fire Axe, as an overall weapon, while good for whatever immersion that you might want, if I'm to speak about it gameplay-wise, it's really not the best weapon. As we get the Hermit here, I can even let it go just to, just to get more Doom to work with. But hey. And then just as a sneak preview to Zektas, yeah, Zektas is also going to be near a walk in the park, but at least we'll be able to fail events after about 64% Doom. 42% really, but you get the point. Also, I never got the handcuffs, did I? No, I did not. I think we have a few, well, maybe 1 or 2 Forest Mysteries. But downtown is high threat level, or max threat level 2, so yeah, that's gonna be my go-to. Go-to? I'm going crazy. I'm very busy. I'm gonna be very busy. These streams notwithstanding, because just really quickly, yes, I am gonna be streaming Hades 2 later on. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be practice both in my setup and the game itself. But as we just do whatever we can here, and I check really quickly to see if I have the sensor on screen. Yeah, we're gonna go through this. I think no, we still do the same amount of Doom we do here. Still can't get 2 teacher attacks, so at least for this encounter, there are a few encounters, but a few of them are the ones that matter, including this one. Yeah, you don't get much out of this. You can try to brace. I think you can, maybe we can brace and dodge? If we can do, yeah, we can do that, so I guess we might as well. I'm gonna take a look, but I'm not sure if it matters, because dodge is RNG anyway, so you're not gonna get that much more out of that fight. There's not really much else you can do, because there are only so many ways to deal damage. You can throw things at the teacher as well, but, well, quote-unquote teacher, really the school, but really in the game, damage. Haunting Dreams and Second Sight, as if we needed more damage, but I liked Strength, so, hey. But yeah, if nothing else, really good graphics from the... But I think there was one specific... Oh, this is what I wanted to get to. There's one specific thing that was... So if you try to subscribe to this character, it will crash once your stamina drops below 10. That's because the low stamina graphic is a low stamina.jpg instead of a PNG, unlike the other files. So as long as that's fixed... Well, that and it has to be an actual PNG, because if you convert things to JPEG, it won't look good, basically. So that's the only thing. So this is not a modified copy, but a working copy, so I can get it working and play the character. You can play the character, but like I said, once your stamina goes below and you get the low stamina graphic, it'll crash, because specifically in the Ito file, it'll look for PNG, but the current file for the graphic for low stamina for this character is a JPG file. But fixing that to be a PNG so that there's no... Interlacing? Am I going crazy? It doesn't look as... There's less fidelity than a PNG file if you use a JPEG file, so that's that. But anyway, we have a fire axe and this. Well, we're using a small candle, but you're still taking a lot of damage here regardless, even if this was... No, if this was 6 damage, I would be okay, actually. But, I mean, we can just throw the fire axe instead then, and be out in 2 turns. I just put a comment. I did my best. It's in English, but there is a problem. So I did my best. If someone who knows both Chinese and English can convey this more, well, convey it in Chinese basically, then yes, but I did make it heard. And I did my best. So, also, we do have Akamanto, right? Doesn't really matter. Well, this is Akamanto right here. I'm going crazy. Yeah, I'm tired too, man. But, let me see here. I don't know if I'm going crazy. I might not be speaking at my best. I mean, I woke up... I got rest, basically, so I should be good for the 4 hours I'll be streaming total today. At least here on YouTube, but... I'll do my best. Haunting Dreams, by the way, and move on. Again, ill-fated here is really going to hurt me if I get ill-fated. Commoner to some extent, because the accuracy bonus does help. Especially when Blood Moon occurs, and then obviously Zektas. And then, by some extent, Exalt, because there's no real Doom mitigation with this character, aside from the indirect Doom mitigation they get from just having high stats and defeating encounters faster, which is a very, very prime source. That's why Aiko and Ayaka are so powerful. And then Toshiaki is powerful because, well, he just decreases Doom directly. So, yeah. I could opt to run here. We have the small candle, so we'll do that. Also, we're about to fight Akamanto as well, but hey. Again, it's a really sad day when you still can't do 3 prep attacks with a fast weapon with these stats. So that's why, yeah, for encounters, it does make a difference, but not as much as you think, unless you're planning to brace on Harbinger, which... I mean, let me take that back. It makes a big difference. But as for events, if you have everything over 12-13 and you're not on ill-fated, you shouldn't die on Harbinger. So, That being said, we can brace and dodge, so we might as well do that. And we'll just do this, and we'll see what happens. After a certain point, if we hit 2 in a row, then and we don't drop to 3 stamina, then we can safely just handcuff this. No point waiting for any other encounter as I proceed to almost miss the handcuff play. But also, again, if you don't know what you're doing in World of Horror, even with these stats, you can still die. It's just a part of how the game works in terms of you don't know what you're trying to take, and you will maybe do some battle actions that you decide to just only dodge and never brace, and you just get unlucky. Nothing you can do about your RNG just flipping. Hey, you're gonna get hit the whole time. So that said, we also only perfectly fit the max amount of attacks for the Glitch Magician encounter. Again, they are great. I'm not saying that you do leagues better than most other characters with a normal stat spread. It's just that, boy, do you not get as much as you think with a stat spread like this. But anywho. You get more than you need, but less than you want. And we can move on. Keep in mind that we were supposed to have had the Fire Axe, which we don't have anymore. But again, Fire Axe is not exactly in the best position in terms of a weapon on Harbinger difficulty. But if it matches with the character, I'll use it all day because I can brace. So, seen a lot of dental surgery. Sleeping is weird. Well, yeah. I've never been put under. I have fainted in real life before, though. That is an interesting experience. I think I've described it before, and for anyone who hasn't heard me talk about it, fainting, so the best way I can explain it, and I actually read a novel once that described the experience pretty much exactly as I believed it. But, well, it wasn't fainting, but it was another experience. But, essentially, you see not purple flowers, but your vision starts to blur. For me, it looked purple-ish, but essentially it started to blur like a bad TV screen. Well, if you remember that much. Otherwise, just think of blurring, or graphical-wise, pretend the screen started to blur like this. Except instead of white, it was a lot more dark, like closing your eyes. So if you close your eyes right now and listen to my voice as I pretty much run away from this whole written thing. If you close your eyes, basically that will be what blooms into your vision as you faint, and then that vision will quickly go away as you regain consciousness. So that is what fainting is like. And some time would have passed, obviously, in between your real-life vision blurring and fully blurring your vision, and then your vision coming back. That is my best way that I can describe fainting. And again, it's not a slow build either. Your vision will bloom quickly, and then your vision will come back after that blur disappears, but you'll either be on the ground or someone's waking you up. That's the best way I can put it. Also, we are in Festival. So yeah, when you close your eyes, you see the wire from your brain to your eyes are hurt. Huh. Interesting. Again, it's not exactly what you see when you close your eyes when I'm trying to explain this experience, but it's as close as you can get. For me, it looked like not purplish flowers, but dull purple flowers blooming in my vision. And yeah, those flowers quickly went away, and I woke up. So I'm not going to take the ally here. We're more than healthy. So yeah, I don't doubt it when you say, if you say, yeah, when you close your eyes, see the wire from your brain to your eyes. I wouldn't doubt it. Again, I'm not a specialist in any amount of I don't know what I'm saying. Anywho, if you look at light source for a bit and then close your eyes, you'll see some kind of spider web. Yeah, again, I wouldn't say to do that, but that's also kind of what I saw when I fainted, quote unquote saw, because obviously you don't see anything in real life. Other people just see you faint. I don't mean to go morbid with this, but I feel like that's actually, well, no, I'm not going to say what I was going to say because that's not correct. But if I were to explain my subjective experience into the matter, that's what it's like to faint anyway. Funny enough, I think I've mentioned this before too. It's because of an experience I had with hemophobia. Hemophobia being the fear of blood. So that's something I have a lot. Also, yeah, we're on 1.02, so we're going to run into similar forest events because of things there. But, hey. Forgot what I was talking about. So blah blah blah. I'm trying to remember what I was saying exactly, but anywho, yeah, that's my subjective experience to the matter. We're doing 9 damage per hit, which is very good, but we'll still want to brace here if for no other reason than to lower the amount of doom we get before we get a mask. I've done my share of sun staring when I was a child. Oh, that's right, hemophobia. Yeah, I have a fear of blood. Not normal. Like if I see blood like from movies and stuff, that's not gonna weird me out. I'm talking about real life depictions or real life. If I get hurt and I start bleeding, like profusely, then yes. I don't mean to go too graphic into this, but that's just again giving my experience on a matter, or to be informative and educational, I guess. You wonder, I am hemophobic, but can I play horror ghosts easily? Yeah. So it's only as I just said, it only really applies to real life depictions. So if it's like anime and whatnot, I feel like for some reason my mind can, or I am able to place myself far enough away in my mind for it to not affect me. And then I have to not think about it as it relates to real life. So basically, the answer is it only applies to real blood, quote unquote. I guessed that right? Wow. Anywho. So yeah, that's just me, and that's why I fainted, I think. No, the only other time I fainted was when, for some reason, when I was a lot younger, and I was receiving a shot for, depending on the country you live in, you receive shots for certain things. Just mandatory. Well, not mandatory. I think sometimes they give you two. It depends on your health, I guess, your health thing. But here in the US of A, you can go in and get shots for to prevent things like smallpox and whatnot. And so during one of those shots, I fainted for some reason. I didn't think I was going to faint, but maybe in that case, maybe it was just an adverse reaction to a shot. Also, again, the character is just very powerful, so hey. We'll set random item stats for giggles, though, as we move on to Zektast. Says we get Zektast. I don't know what that looks like. 7th curse. I'm gonna see. Yeah, it is. I saw the. So this is the kanji for 7. Nana. Or no. Nana. I think there's another way to say it. It depends on how you're counting in Japanese, but we'll see how our Fire Axe changes. 665. Let's take a quick look at our lighthouse. Second encounter, Takushi-san at the end. And away we go. But we set the legal den for the hospital pass, and let's see what it is now. 595.70. You know what? That's not the worst thing I've seen. We're going to play with it, though. That is an empty bottle. And we'll move on. There's more I wanted to talk about. I forgot what I was going to talk about because I was paying attention to a thing. Or the run ended. But hey, sailors, Kamanto again. I'm just looking at the endings here. I see, again, I can't hover over it, but on the top, there's more. I think that's the kanji for mono in Japanese. But obviously Japanese. So there was a discussion that was in the Discord, World of War Discord. I think specifically in the Modding Talk channel about, basically Japanese or kanji specifically. Arms of Recluse, by the way. We can take Recluse now. And so I forgot what exactly was being talked about. Some of it was names, but as someone who, took a lot of classes for Japanese, but did not get a Japanese degree, primarily because I did not visit Japan, then it's, it's, I know a fair bit. Offhand, I also took a class studying No plays, N-O-H space plays, which I thought was really, really interesting. It's, I can't really exactly explain the no plays. I can describe it. They're very, for someone who doesn't know at all, it's really, I feel it's very disingenuous to say it this way, but they're essentially they're plays that acted out in very slow motion, including the way that the actors speak and whatnot. So it's really drawn out, and it's hard. And again, even if you're learning Japanese, it can be hard to really pick up what they're saying. So it does take a trained ear to really understand. But I did take a class on No plays from a professor who really knew what they were talking about. And once you get into it, like I said, I think the stories are, how do I say it? Again, I don't want to be disingenuous when I'm talking about it. So it's hard to say without actually without, I want to give it its due, but I can't really say it that way. But anywho, also part of it is that I don't remember as much about it, but I remember sitting in this class looking at things, especially based on, you know, both documentaries and actual no plays that can go on for longer than, you know, 2-3 hours, but the ones we watch obviously, you know, were shortened up to that point, so even then we weren't getting a true no experience. I'd like to go see a no play at some point. That would be an interesting experience, but if I don't in this lifetime, then I don't, unfortunately. But hey. Man, if you were hemophobic, you'd be in the hospital very clumsy, and you have accidents. Yeah, that's the point. So that's why I'm really, really careful about accidentally, you know, injuring myself through accidents. Because, yeah, I don't want to trigger any mental response that I have. Even if I know that I should not faint, it's not something that you can really help. That's, as someone who has, you know, who has that in real life, as much as I want to say I'm mentally strong enough to avoid fainting, it's just for I understand what people mean by a physical bodily response. Now, obviously, again, whether or not someone is lying about something or not is unfortunately hard to tell. But I know for myself that it's just a triggered, like, physical response, and it can come from a psychological standpoint. Like, I do have to maybe get past the notion, but at the same time, there is a factor of, you know, I want to believe so, but maybe I don't really believe so in my mind, and so I can't actually overcome it mentally. Something like that. But I swear I'm trying my best. So, also, we're dying on reason. Did I ever get handcuffs, by the way? I don't see handcuffs. Again, really quick kanji stuff. I'm looking for the te, because I know that handcuffs here has the kanji for te in Japanese. And that so the whole reason I talked about this is, and I tangented on a class on no plays, is because we're talking about kanji. And so, again, there are, if you know Japanese to some extent, a lot of Japanese kanji is, if not like a big majority, if even more than that, is taken from Chinese characters, basically. So, if you know Japanese, you know you can try to work your way around Chinese, but obviously it's not the experience. It is certainly not a substitute, obviously, but as in this specific case, a person playing a video game here, hey. So, body doesn't ask permission. Imagine getting a pop-up in my brain. Yes, no, yeah. If I had a pop-up, I would avoid fainting entirely. Unfortunately, that's not what happens to me, so I have to deal with what I am. But again, maybe, yeah, and I don't doubt it may be a very psychological thing, but, you know, not much else I can do about it. This is not guaranteed. I'm so scared. So I'm gonna brace again. Actually, I can desperate struggle here. So we should be perfectly fine. Oh! Okay. We can put the crestfallen mask now. Don't crash. Okay, good. Because the only thing I fixed, quote-unquote, fixed for myself anyway, is the low stamina graphic. Everything else looked correct when I was looking through it, so hey. Also, I never filled this bottle of water. Kanji for sui, which is water. But hey. How many times does it take this character to brace? Not long, but also not as short as you want, either. You really need a, well, you need a few more strength and dexterity to brace and dodge. Well, not a few, that's a lie. That's a complete lie. Never mind I said that. Because I forgot that the minimum value, I mean, as I know that you kind of meant that in jest, but I'm thinking about it in my head right now. The minimum required to, the minimum time unit for an action is 10. So, if you could do the math, because, yeah, brace and dodge is stat times 10 minus the base, which brace is 165 and dodge is 155, last I remember. So, hey. You know what, yeah, so, brace is 165 minus 8 times strength, and dodge is 155 minus dexterity times 8, because Panstaz decided that brace was too powerful and dodge was still bad, was too bad. Keeping in mind that dodge was quote-unquote nerfed long time ago, quickly after the game released on Early Access, I think. But essentially, you know, Harbinger people were talking mad stuff, and Panstaz didn't like that, from what I believe. But yeah, so about 5 more strength-ish. And then, but then if you do that, you do run into bugs if you're, you know, if the calculation works funky. But again, that's a really niche case that really shouldn't happen. Although, if we're talking about bugs, it is realistically a bug because you can give your character 99 and 999 in every stat, and if you try to do if you try to fit in a bunch of prep attacks and whatnot, and then you delete all of those moves, that does cause bugs. But again, it's not a high priority bug because realistically speaking, players should not be able to do that, but it is. And yeah, again, it's ever since the release of Harbinger, yeah, we can perfectly only brace prep strong, by the way. Granted, I think the Fire Axe here is, yeah, we have 5 extra speed, so, you know. But, yeah, with the introduction of Harbinger, that brought in a bunch of stuff, and kind of, I'm not paraphrasing Panstaz, but I would believe Panstaz if he said that he just threw in a bunch of stuff, which is what I believed what happened when Harbinger was made. Panstaz just decided to tweak all the numbers up, and, you know. Again, one last thing though, while I, you know, have it in my mind, and I won't mention it again, is that yes, this character will break if you subscribe to this character and play them. Once you get your stamina down to below 10 to trigger the low stamina graphic, it will break because the low stamina graphic is currently a JPEG and not a PNG. Both in its natural state and in the ETO file. The ETO file is looking for a PNG, which will crash the game because it's a JPEG. But also, you know, it being a JPEG won't break the game either. It's just that it is not... JPEG files are less... They are not the same as a PNG file. I'll say that much. Also, we're still dying, by the way. I know we have a bunch of Doom, but it would really be really great to not die. So let's rest after this. Even if we have Fetid Fumes, it is to our benefit to make use of all the Doom we have here. Doom that I would normally spend 1 getting a weapon and 2 resting, maybe, if I were in a lot more pain than I was. But I'm not, so we can freely rest here and trigger Zektas as much as we want. But we have, like, every single stat above 10, so that's the bare minimum to start really becoming crazy. Although all of your stats at 8 or 9 are crazy as well, meaning if all your stats are at 7 starting off in Harbinger, while you will fail enough events, that's kind of when you start breaking the threshold of being a very good character and, you know, being okay. But, yeah, having everything above 13 or 14 means you pass 99% of your events. Because, again, we are in a maxed out level 4, so if we roll a 12 plus 2 modifier, we can fail Strength and Knowledge. And that's the objective truth. But the subjective truth is that this character is a lot better than like 95% of the every other character based in custom. So you could make it better by giving them a katana, but again, all for immersion, all for power. Also, we can choose to run away here. So, hey. Without further ado, though, let me check something because okay, never mind, we're okay. But as we continue working on here, we should be pretty much okay. There is something that I was reminded of as we get 4 in, I think. No, that's 3. I wonder why that says 4. I wonder if that's a language thing, because I know it doesn't say 4 in the English language. But anywho. In the beta, you should take outdoors when you can, and you have a lot of forest. Forest still broken with 6 events, though. Yeah, it is. So, I mean, yeah, for balance reasons or meta reasons, I should take Outdoorsman if I see it. I just forget to do so. So if I don't take it, just know that I forgot. That's likely the reason 95%. But it is something I would want to say just really quickly is that if I ever do get memberships and I don't say your name for whatever reason and you want me to say your name, please let me know. Otherwise, I think I'll just start defaulting the same people's names, or not memberships, but also super chats and whatnot, because I know that people have tried to support me recently, and you know, sometimes I don't get to really say anything, but maybe people do it off stream and something just to, again, support silently. But again, at that point, I will also want to remind you to, you know, if you are going to try and support me monetarily wise, capital wise, I guess, do wait for games that I release, donate there instead, but also here on the platform helps too, because it, you know, I do very much appreciate it. If I were to, you know, sell myself for a moment. But otherwise, as we're in Sailor Sid, we can even fight the boss, I think. Are we actually gonna die, maybe? I guess we're gonna find out. I could rest here, and which I should. But moving on. Yeah, this character is really, really powerful. Gameplay-wise. We can still run here, too. And yeah, if we fight the boss, we fight the boss. So we're fighting the boss. So, for all 32 HP, and we have a fire axe. If I had a monkey wrench, I'd feel a lot more comfortable. We don't even get a guaranteed... Well, we get a guaranteed attack, but it wasn't a prep strong. But hey, we'll make do with what we've got. And we'll move on with life. I think. No, we won't. No, we will not. I can throw the fire axe. I can probably throw the empty bottle as well. Huh. That's interesting. I think we get it. Nope, we don't get a guaranteed kick. Well, we're going to gamble on 80%. Otherwise, we're going to be resting at the lighthouse a lot. Okay, good. That's ending C, by the way. I think it's... Is it always ending C? Again, I never usually fight that boss, so hey. Also, we did lose the bat, so throwing the empty bottle was quite... Well, it depends. You might be in a situation when where you want to sell the empty bottle and use it for the film role that Koji has, or a custom character has, but you know. We just walk up this lighthouse. I'm just going to do this and walk up the lighthouse, and we should be okay. 61 time unit brace, yeah, that's... Brace and dodge were not meant to be that fast. They can be close to 100. Close to 100 is when you start breaking thresholds, really. But if you're using a slow weapon, then really not as much. But hey, as we complete this run really quickly here, we should be okay to go. I think I'm switching back to English. I think I also loaded a fourth character just in case, but the fourth character is by someone who also created one of these characters. So I want to try and reach other characters made by different people. If you get what I mean. So Zektas is lowering my stats once again. Oh no, I have 11 dexterity and 14 strength now. Anywho, that character's really interesting and also really fun. But it's also fun because, yes, all their stats are high. But anywho, as we move on to our next character. Again, I have played a character by the person who made this character before, but, you know. So as we get into Ath, I don't know what that is. It looks like just World of Horror. That's literally the kanji for World of Horror backstory, or World of Horror, the name. We have a switchblade that is also, I did not change my language, so it's a good thing I didn't look into anything yet, but that's right, I have to switch the language back to English. And we'll move on. Initializing Steam in all capital letters. And then we'll move on. Again, anywho, do you have to play in Japanese to use those custom characters? Or that? So the last one I played was Simplified Chinese. And then the next one I'm going to play after this character is traditional Chinese. This one is English, but no. The answer is no. None of these characters are Japanese, but two of them are... There is a difference, because World of Horror makes a distinction between them. Simplified Chinese and traditional Chinese. So... The short answer is no. The longer answer is each character is pretty much in a different language as the game perceives. So yeah, we start with Paranoia. Great to get the Paranoia achievement, but anywho, you wouldn't know anything in terms of non-lingual. Yeah, so just letting you know. Again, that's why I worded it in that way, just to make it clear for anyone who doesn't know other non-English languages, especially those that use characters that are of, you know, that Chinese, Japanese, technically Korean, but Korean has obviously their own language. That sounds a bit disingenuous, so I'm not gonna stop. But strength, second mystery, second encounter, knowledge, Takushi-san, and thing. Because you can say the same for a lot of other non-English languages as well. They have their own... There's a specific word for it. I'm so sad because one of my professors was someone who specialized in the... I think they specialized in something. Anywho, moving on. But as we put on some new duds and then, you know, move into our mysteries, we'll see. So, but you get what I mean, hopefully. I'm not going crazy. Bulletin, Arms, Scissors, Hell, and Sailors. Sailors last. We can take Scissors now. That might be interesting. Yeah, I know. I'm going to do one of the mysteries. Hold on. I think that hand is actually... We're going to see what happens to that hand when the mystery board fills up. Again, not really much you can do about it, but... it's interesting making a character because you are trying to also fit the limits. We're also going to try to go for the Cursed Scissors. Also, I didn't go over the stat spread, so sorry. But all I see is that strength is low, so that's going to be a bit of an oof. Dexterity and perception is high, but the Cursed Scissors probably still win out. And we want at least 4 knowledge anyway, in case of things. Also, Paranoia immediately gets us -5 Doom. But hey. About to lose due to reason lost in real life. No! But anywho. I do my best, so yeah. Mainly, again, I'm gonna go over it every time it happens, because it is prevalent to the character. Prevalent? It's relevant to the character, but as we lose 6 Doom here, yeah, having low strength on Harbinger difficulty locks you out of those sweet brace plays, which are quite important because I can't even do this, that's right, because of action limits. So instead, I guess we do this. No, this? Yes. So, yeah, the brace calculation is quite... every 8 points that you can remove from the time unit cost of brace is pretty important. Also, I keep forgetting that's a strength check for some reason. When you see the word run, you think dexterity, and that's not what I'm thinking, so... To get into someone's criticism, why doesn't World of War tell you, like normal TTRPGs, what you're rolling against? Which is fair, but in that case, the developer is also has the freedom to make it so that you don't know. And you can kind of try to intuit it, but that's obviously not the same thing, if we're really trying to argue the point. But anywho. So yeah, we can't really brace into anything, so we're just going all out, or as best as we can go all out. We'll gamble on an 82%, but if we can't get that, we're taking at least 6 all damage. Unless the Scissor Woman raises her scissors. Now, what 3 strength still gets you is a kick at least, but you don't want to keep doing that in this encounter, and if the Scissor Lady continues proccing the scissor raising thing, then no, that's not great. I shouldn't die to anything though. Wait, Paranoia? Question mark? Chance of losing reason each time I lose stamina, so actually I do have to do this, because otherwise I might die to Paranoia. And then we gamble on a 62. But next time we should be able to safely Desperate Struggle without even throwing the bat. No, that's a lie. I have to throw the bat, because the Switchblade only does 3 damage. 3 damage? Am I on random item stats? No, right? There's no way. Anywho. We do 9 damage, which is not enough. We needed 10, but that's why we're switching to the Cursed Scissors. So we got 1 mystery down, and we have 10 Doom on our Doom counter, which is less than I have on a lot of runs where I haven't done my first investigation yet, but I have like 23% Doom. Into Bolton Arms Hell Sailors. Yeah, let's do Bolton now to avoid roads closed shenanigans, and to that end, we're gonna set the police patrols to the forest. I think we'll have a fair amount of hospital investigations, maybe, but we'll see. I would like the tireless bonus, but we'll see. I was gonna take funds there. Unfortunately, I need the HP. Is Cursed Scissors a good pick here, though? It's a knowledge weapon. Cursed Scissors is a mini katana in that you usually don't care anyway, because it does so much damage. So, yeah, it doesn't have katana damage, but you really, again, the point is that you don't care because you're doing prep strong anyway. And if all you're doing is prep strong, you could be at 1 dexterity or 1 knowledge, and the Cursed Scissors and katana will still work. So, yeah, I know, dog. It's really amazing. It's something that you can even get angry about. But I need to rest here now. And you'll see what I mean. Cursed Scissors kind of is at that threshold, though. I might not get enough damage, especially if I get like a cut arm sinew. And you know what? I'm gonna actually address the dogs in real life so that you know what I do whenever the dogs go crazy. Hold on. Doomed already though, which is a very powerful thing, and I think this is pushing yourself. But otherwise, this is the Serial Killer perk pack. Anatomy class is interesting. Might break a threshold, but we're gonna take Doomed already because we are in a lot of pain. And we take stamina because brace, but we also have to visit this forest. I will be right back. I'm not even walking far away as we run with dexterity and then get badly bleeding for my trouble, but you know. Hello, dog. Hello, dog. Yeah. Calm down, dog. Calm down. Yeah, calm down. Yeah, I know. You're lonely. I hear that. But yeah, we're badly bleeding now, so I don't know if you heard me say all that, but yeah, that's essentially what I do whenever dogs are barking. It's usually because, you know, human beings are passing by and they just want to be friendly. Our dogs are really friendly, plural, yes, because we have more than one dog. But yeah. Ooh, that energy drink is nice. At 7 dexterity, an energy drink is nice because you can use it at the end. Now, I don't remember my lighthouse right now, but hey, I think the glitch magish or time warp, I can't remember which one. Now I don't remember. Anywho. So yeah, for example, right here, Prep Strong, for, you know, after a while, encounters will have more than 20 HP, but sometimes you'll have something to throw anyway, so depending on the encounter, right? Otherwise, I'd be looking into something like this, which I can't do at all because my knowledge is low. Otherwise, this isn't bad either because I might be able to fit in this, so either way. And then, yeah, you'll note that that did 9 damage while this is doing 10, and that makes all the difference here. Because, yeah, enemies are at this sweet, I think I mentioned it before, the sweet little 16 to 18 HP base, which can cause issues if you have, you know, if you can only do 6, 8, or 10 damage per turn. And those are really where you kind of start flip-flopping. But yeah, we have a shovel. I could use that instead, just to be interesting, but we'll instead do protective carvings into cauterize so that I'm taking even less damage. I should actually use this. That is that for Doom to remove badly bleeding is kind of a cool thing. Even though I think no. Well, if I get discharge summary from the doctor's office, I think it's better, but that's RNG. And badly bleeding is a minor energy. I could have visited just the school nurse, but hey. Let's use spells, because I don't know why I did that, actually, now that I said that. I think we have the second encounter. Yeah, we do. We also have Toxic, and now we have the 6th floor, which I think is a dexterity check, last I looked at. We're going to take stamina here, because we also have Doomed already, but we're then going to go into arms, because bosses. Will I keep the note in my inventory? I don't know. That's a good point. I forgot about it. Also, it's not like I picked up anything else. Well, the shovel, really. That's a lie. That's a lie. The shovel. But I often forget. So, thank you for reminding me, basically. I forgot. Anywho. Moving on. Yeah, I know. Hi. Hi. So, I'm sitting in a place where dogs can readily see me if they want to. I just hope that nothing weird is happening, but, as I've mentioned before, when you know, if you know dogs enough, you start learning what kind of behaviors are actually aggressive and which ones are actually, hey, I see something, or hey, I want attention, which runs parallel to human beings when, you know, when you're, because I've been around more than a few babies, and you know how a baby reacts, how they cry, how they, you know, how they respond, how they might roll around and do stuff, and then obviously how they giggle and laugh, which is the good thing. Lets you know what exactly they're feeling at a time. As someone who's raised at least, you know, a few siblings, I think I have some degree of knowledge going in as as just a normal human being. Now here, on the other hand, we're gonna lose more knowledge, and we're also gonna lose stamina. But the important part is, one, we can throw the shovel if we want to. We can also opt to run away. But since I need the stamina... Ooh, that's a good point. Now I don't know how much does the Switchblade do when thrown. 5, actually. That's a lot of damage, actually. More than I thought. So, do I want to go for a gamble here? No, let's just do the guaranteed option. Again, an extra point of knowledge isn't going to hurt me here unless I get brain damage curse. The brain damage curse, which will actually just outright kill me, but due to 0 statting. But until that moment, so yeah, having no knowledge there might have prevented me from having. If I had like 5 or 6, I probably could have Desperate Prep Strong, but that is an important threshold to reach. It's just not one that I need at the moment. So Yeah, just in case we're on Timeline B, I think I can still survive even if we're on Timeline B, which we are. And I think we pretty much do the same thing here. In fact, this time we throw the baseball bat. And the shovel. Never mind, I lied to myself. Otherwise, I could take a gamble, but I don't feel like doing that, so let's just do our 14 damage and go. Saving the handcuffs for another encounter? Pretty much. I don't think... I know I could have handcuffed that guy, but he wasn't doing a lot of damage. I do like to hold on to it. Also, we have Takshisan, which I should check right now. That wouldn't be a bad option, but Takshisan is by far not the hardest thing I'm going to run into. We do have Takshisan, so I guess him, but... no, he was talking about, I think, they were talking about the event crawler. I don't know why I assumed. Yeah, the event crawler. Otherwise, I could throw the handcuffs away in sailors. Avoiding a boss there would not be a bad idea either, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, so the apartment stalker I would not blame anyone for doing that. Also, yes, in that case, a lot of it is that I actually just forgot I had the handcuffs. So, now I'm more aware because it's been brought up. But anywho, is this another glitch? Okay, then it must be the time warp I ran into first. We can take this Doom to the face. Do I want to? Yes. Oh, by the way, yeah, having foreknowledge here allows me to desperate prep strong, so that is an important threshold. It's not the most important one. 3 turning this encounter for a relatively, well, 8% Doom when I proc the scissors isn't bad. Period. Not much else to say. I could... you know what? I'm gonna do it. If we get brain damage here, so be it. We get panic. Doesn't matter. I'm prepping anyway, so vending machine time. Into... Well, let me just make sure. For funds, okay. I'm gonna use this pretty much at the end of this mystery, though. Because I'm probably just gonna run into anything I run into the mansion anyway. Any encounters I run into at the mansion anyway. I also have a brick, so hey. The broken bottle will probably throw away. We'll see, we'll see. But yeah. Oh no, concussion does matter. In that case, if I had a score of 5 or 6 on my Nuzlocke challenge and I got a concussion there, even though I was on my even if I were on my last mystery, I'd be like, ooh, because that general event that gives you a random curse exists. But anywho, so 3 Doom here isn't bad, or 4 Doom really. If I proc this again, we get bonus damage. Doesn't matter. We did proc Doom again. We can also carry this Curious Statuette for the sake of doing a thing. Also, I could have made that encounter a lot more efficient by throwing the brick, and the broken bottle. But again, this is how loose I'm feeling with the cursed scissors. Yeah, the character, you know, I should be playing the character as the character, but I'm shrugging real life as I say I gotta make do with what I do. If I'm playing a character that, you know, is already okay, but then I grab the katana, it pretty much becomes a katana run. The katana just, yeah, it really helps you out. It carries you, let's just be straight about it. That being said, Survival Instinct is not a bad skill either, because you can, again, at least with base events, because you take so much reason damage in general, yes, and we do have Doomed already, but you can still take enough reason damage through guaranteed reason loss and otherwise to proc Survival Instinct. So while they do kind of counteract each other, as I throw a brick here and probably... Now, here I would have liked the broken bottle, but we'll make do with what we have here. So we'll take 3 stamina damage. We don't get bonus damage, unfortunately. But we do get a guaranteed 2-turn? I think that was a 2-turn? Yeah. Also, that foreknowledge here helps out there, too. If you need that specific sequence. 2 attack boost into an attack twice in a row. Nice 11 roll, by the way, but hey, I healed 1 reason for 2 Doom. That's not a trade you want to be taking, but it's one I'm gonna have to accept. Also, I forgot to use the cigarettes. I did forget. But while we're here, we'll throw away 2 items. And we are on Timeline B. And we get a light source at least, so... Yeah. Yeah! Anywho. So we grabbed the Stalker's Mask. It would have helped earlier, but... aside from maybe 1 encounter in the mansion, which I don't even think is a human encounter, this is gonna hurt, isn't it? Katana? Nope, I just took 3 stamina for pretty much no reason. We're gonna visit the tree again, by the way. Hallucinations doesn't affect me. No perception check at the lighthouse, so I really don't have to care. But as I continue onward, we should be okay. Even if we run to the... Even if we get slapped by a seal or the class of 1971, I can't remember. Let's do thing. And investigate this beach. Now, we do want to throw the torch. This boss will kill us. But as the roads finally close at 80% doom at the end of this run, we should be okay. I think I threw away my energy drink if I don't recall correctly. We have every single floor. And we also have a strength check, so we actually need a lot more healing than I thought. But we do pass the dexterity check, so I don't need to rest that many times. And I will be leveling up anyway, so I shouldn't even needed to rest at all. But we'll see. We'll see. I think I took Bulletin next because I was like, yeah, scissors into Bulletin. Yeah, so here I could have just healed stamina, but as long as I don't get these Doom checks wrong, hey, I think I actually ran to the Glitch Magician twice. Never mind, I did not. But it doesn't matter, we should survive Doom Rise anyway. And now handcuffing Takushi-san might be a problem, but theoretically speaking, I should not have failed that second encounter check regardless, so I guess you get this, Takushi-san. We do need to handcuff correctly here, but, you know. And away we go. I don't think I would have died. Anywho, I'm a bit too tired. Yeah, I know, I see it. But let's just move on. Into a Zektas run, which is going to be the interesting one because, yes, as you've seen this character's stat spread, we die at 63% Doom, pretty much. I'm also going to be setting a random backstory and random item stats, so again, it didn't need to be that way. I should have just gotten the second counter check correctly, but as we go into Zektas Ill-Fated, character-exclusive random item custom character, well, the good news is that we're ill-fated, so we can immediately maybe get doomed already. That's a very specific thing to characters that have doomed already. And in that case, this character, but as we have second knowledge, strength and charisma, we're losing 6 stamina and 2 reason, guaranteed, if we have the 6th floor, 2 reason. But every other check I should pass, except for Takushi-san, which will depend on the weapon I use. We do start with a Switchblade, but we might not want to stick with it, but it'll depend on my mysteries. This spell as well, which we get Ghostly Spear, so hoorah! I don't know why I said that, but moving on. Let's grab our thing. No, I want to grab fun. No, I'm gonna go to the mysteries. Let's just do this first. Anywho. We will see. I see Metamorphosis, Scissors, Coma, Sailors, and Recluse. Oof. Nonetheless, I still want to take Doom Door. I mean, it doesn't really affect, but you can min-max this by looking at your mysteries and then leveling up. Oh my goodness, I'm so tired. Anywho, Sailors, Coma. So I still want to do Sailors last. I'm probably going to do these 3 back to back. I'm probably just going to take Sailors first then. Or I can try to increase my knowledge. It'll depend on this level up. If I see a thing, which I don't see, because we have the Switchblade, we also have Ghostly Spear, we can immediately do a thing. Outdoorsman is not a bad pick either. Do I have Forced Investigations, by the way? Metamorphosis, Scissors, thing, Recluse. No, so no Forced Investigations there. I forgot my last 2 mysteries. Sailors and Coma. So pretty much no Forest Investigations. I'm pretty sure, but I will want to increase knowledge for the sake of taking Recluse. Because it's not likely, even if I take Scissors, I may not level up. I can go for Cursed Scissors again, but I'm pretty much healed up here. Might as well take Recluse now. So, we're going to lose a lot of reason here, which might mean I want to take Metamorphosis. No, Metamorphosis is going to hurt me too. Anywho, so I wanted to talk about that last event. So you pretty much take the Doom hit on the right decision here because on average, you're not spending a lot of Doom in Recluse. So you might as well use the benefit that is you're not spending a lot of Doom in Recluse to spend Doom and pretty much break even. You don't want to break even in World of Horror, I don't think. Maybe you do, but maybe you don't. If you don't, then, well, You have more Doom than HP anyways. No point losing Reason, which is what you need for this boss. So, yeah. There's something else I wanted to say. I forgot what it was going to be. Oh, no. Same thing here. This is only one Doom compared to the Cold Bath. If you're going to succeed events, obviously you can take the... You can roll on the stat check. But if you don't believe, like I do, then yeah. So yeah, unfortunately the Switch... Wait, we're on random item stats. That's why we're doing 3. Never mind. Our Switchblade was... No, isn't it always 3? I'm going crazy. Nonetheless, we have a thing. But before we do that, let's trade off some stamina. In fact, I want to trade off more stamina before I do this. Can I go for a dodge, by the way? Ghost encounters. But anywho, we're still going to trade off a bunch of reason. And... How much do I need? Well, I know I'm going to be using Ghostly Spirit at least once here. Will I be using it a second time? Yes. I don't have to, but it would be a smart decision to not lose any more reason here. If I want to enter Scissors, which I guess I will. Having 9 to 8 max stamina is my breaking point, but also keeping in mind we're on Zectast. Me. Also Folklore Studies, there it is, but I want to take Strength now, so away we go. So into Scissors we go. If we get the Cursed Scissors, we're going to play with it again. Is this arguably a better... Well, with random item stats, I don't know, but we're going to grab it anyway. Because mainly we have Ghostly Spear. If I did not have Ghostly Spear, I would probably be doing Ending A here. Or, in other words, as we do get a curse. It's not actually bad, but I have Ghostly Spear, not Mind Drain. Forgot what I was saying. I'm juggling all the thoughts in my head. I really should. Well, even if I slow down, I'll just be thinking in my head, and I might lose the thought anyway. I don't think I can run from this, right? Yeah, this is the one we can't run from. We can do this, which is a more interesting way to go. And we're getting bonus damage because, yeah, Anatomy class on a human Maru. Good. Yeah, I only needed to hit 4, quote-unquote only needed to hit 4, but you get the point. The accuracy was high enough. Now, Zectast wants to increase my charisma for some reason. I really needed it to increase my strength, really. Perception would also not be a bad one, but... We'll make do with what we've got. Actually, don't we have something? Yeah, I can get rid of Paranoia here. That would actually be a smart decision. Yeah, hold on. I'm getting rid of my Paranoia. But as I answered the Scissor Lady, we're going to move on. Now, I can't brace into anything substantial except for attacks, but we have very low accuracy anyway. Actually, that's not that bad. You know what? I think we want to do this instead. Yeah, we want to do this instead. Otherwise, I mean, I would be... Again, it's because you can't prep... If you can prep attack 3 times in a turn, then you would rather maybe want to be doing that. Well, yeah, because if there's no RNG involved. But because there is, you're only getting... It's either possibly 3 damage per 3 all, or possibly 4 damage for 1 all. But, again... RNG's on our side here. Relatively. But, hey. I should have actually checked. Yeah, this is actually doing 5 damage. I might have wanted to use that instead. But, while we're here... I think we Ghostly Spear and we get on our way. If this is... Yeah, 3, 4.5... Yeah, this is doing 9 damage on a Desperate. So I shouldn't need to throw the wooden bat here. But I can add an attack just to be sure. But yeah, we're going to play with the Cursed Scissors again. If it is buffed, we're definitely using it. If it's nerfed, we might actually not use it. I think that's normal damage, but either way, it's better than the Switchblade right now. So, yeah, moving on. We take stamina in hopes that we get doomed already, but we'll see, because we're going into Metamorphosis now. Okay, so what I also wanted to say, and we're at a maxed out level school, but doesn't matter as much, is that we have Coma, so we're going to be visiting the downtown location a lot, so we're going to set the police patrols there. I could opt to spend experience for cigarettes, but I do want Doomed already, so hey. Hey. Okay, let me say what I wanted to say. So in the apartments, the apartment threat level, or the threat level for the apartment's location, never increases, so I feel like that contributes to why you spend a lot less Doom on average, because, well, the threat level in the apartments starts at pretty much nothing. That's right, I'm on ill-fated. So that's why it's really nice to have Recluse, except that there is a ghost waiting for you at the end there, so... Yeah, do we have Fetid Fumes, by the way? No. And we're entering a high threat level mansion, so let's just do this. I know we have Zectast, but hey. We die at 84% Doom to Strength and Knowledge at the moment. But we should be more than capable of increasing both. Now, unfortunately, I already used... No, I did not. I thought I had Folklore Studies. I did not. So if we see Folklore Studies, we want to take Strength and Knowledge for the sake of increasing our Doom threshold to 100%. That being said, I just entered this boss fight with 3 stamina, so I guess we're gonna be using Ghostly Spear a lot. We'll go as low as possible, but do I even want to do that? No. Because I'm using the Cursed Scissors, funny enough. Although we do get a guaranteed Desperate Prep Strong, because the Cursed Scissors is currently faster. So, this is actually doing 21 HP. So I should be able to actually just one-shot this guy if I throw both of these things. And I definitely one-shot it now. So, away we go. Unfortunately, we did not get what I wanted to get, but we don't have Forced Investigation, so I guess we're doing this. We increase Strength because there is no general perk for Strength, and for good reason. At this point, it actually is balanced that there's no... If there were a generic perk for Strength, Harbinger would become so much easier. You would not believe. But anywho, I was speaking too much. I'll take a drink. I'll take a sip of water while I do this. Thank you for the perception, by the way. The Switchblade is gone. Boo-hoo. So funny, oh, that's what I wanted to say for the previous character. So, the previous character, if you did not see them, and if you're not going to go back to watch, then, excuse me, then there are, in base events you won't see it. That's the only event that I just did with this character, where failing actually is better for you. And there is a certain custom I'll just say it, Auteur, I think that's what it is. The one where you're filming a quote-unquote movie, but I don't know why I said quote-unquote. But you are doing a thing, and a lot of the checks in that mystery that are part of the mystery events do the opposite of what you believe. So succeeding those events actually hurts you, while failing those events actually help you. So when there are more custom mysteries that switch things around like that, characters with high stats can be in trouble, because then you're succeeding. And a lot of the ones in Auteur, they don't hurt that much, but they do add up if you fail, if you quote unquote succeed every single one of them. So yeah. Anywho, we are entering this and losing 3 reason, and I think that's true. If we lose Bath, we're dead here. Thankfully, we didn't. I forgot my second encounter, and we'll keep moving on. But yeah, that's the only other thing to say. Again, it's not a normal situation. On average, having high stats is going to help you out a lot, because that's just how you normally think in terms of TRPGs. Having high stats helps you. But in the instance when any event or role actually asks for the reverse, otherwise it hurts you, you know. So we can we'll see what happens. I need to level up, otherwise I die at 84% Doom. We can just tank this to the face. Do I want to is the question. The answer is yes. Kind of. I don't want to run away, that's for sure. So I guess we will gamble on an 85% chance. Perfect gacha odds. If you don't know why I keep calling those gacha odds, it's because 85%... So a lot of gachas, or gachas where you are playing as heroes that you send out to do battle, a lot of the time there are debuffs in those games. You know, whether it's applying decreasing something's attack, increasing, some kind of harmful effect, stunning, sleep, putting something to sleep, so on and so forth. I need more reason, unfortunately. I have to rest again, but in those games, so something might say, a skill has a 75% chance, or for simplicity's sake, let's just say something has you have a 100% chance to put an enemy to sleep. What actually happens sometimes in a few gacha games is that there is another roll that the game does against you. So it might, and a lot of times it's called some kind of resistance or immunity of some sort. Although immunity is usually taken, so we call it resistance instead. What happens is that you roll this resistance, and then you roll the check. So there's a 100% chance, so you think it's always going to hit. But then it actually rolls another, or limits it to 85% specifically, because there's always a 15% chance that something doesn't go through. In this case, there's a 15% chance that you don't put it to sleep, because I don't know why. No, you can't. So that's why when I say 85%, that's what I mean when I'm playing around with that number. Because games like to obfuscate the fact that, hey, I know there's a 100% chance to have this beneficial effect or harmful effect, but it's actually 85%. So I actually want to run away again here. We will get to level up at the end. The question, okay, we do. So yeah, and yeah, one of you know, yeah, Summoner's War is the perfect example of that, and by extension, Epic 7, which is the game made after Summoner's War by pretty much, I think this is the same people. I'm playing Epic 7 now, so that's how I know for sure. But in other games, you have a similar effect, where yeah, there's a true resistance that you cannot deal with, and it's always 15%, no matter what. Which is there, kind of there. We are on timeline. We were on timeline B, by the way, which is there to sometimes help you, and a lot of times actually help you, because again, if you need 2 specific debuffs to land, and assumably they're at 100%, therefore, let me pull up the calculator, because this is really interesting to me. You only have a 72.25% chance to land both of those debuffs, which, again, it adds up over time the more you need something to happen over and over and over again. Which also means that 15 out of every 100 runs you do is really painful. Also, we happen to get that at the end, so funny, haha. But yeah, it's always in your disfavor. You're oftentimes in a situation where you're hoping that 15% doesn't happen, and then it happens, and then you just cry. So, anywho, but again, anywho, not really much else to say on that front. I can just do whatever I want here. I should be able to survive. But again, I know I work with Cursed Scissors with this character, but the Switchblade isn't a bad weapon. It's just we just happen to roll bad RNG. It's actually an okay weapon, better than the Scalpel in my opinion, because of how a lot of characters seem to have perception. I don't know what it is, but knowledge is also not a bad stat. It's just things can happen. So perception, while it has hallucination and other things, it's not in as much trouble as, as I just said, perception. But anywho, Random Thought inspired by Sailor NEC. He should be a workshop key. I think it should be a workshop character that starts with Dotemu Flame and Torch, minus knowledge. Can't PvP in that game. Yeah, came back recently because of the 10th anniversary. Yeah, that's I understand. I understand that feeling, even though I'm not heavily into gacha games. Well, relative to most gamers, I actually am into a lot of gacha, mainly because again, you can AFK a lot. But as I switch my language here really quickly, I think I have to be in traditional. It's a thing. Also, a lot of people are still working on custom stuff as we move on here, and as people realize the workshop and mainly 1.02 is having a lot of problems, but as we suddenly receive a nightmare here or there, yeah, you're gonna see what I mean by that. But we're gonna give it our best shot as we get into World of Horror backstory things. World of Horror actually just says World of Horror on traditional Chinese. Interesting to know. But we start with a box cutter. And we start with, well, I think was that it? I feel like that was it. Oh, my body. Anywho. Box Cutter's pretty good. I think it's 4 knowledge and 6 charisma. But really, I'm looking at 4 strength. And dexterity being at 3 doesn't really matter for the Box Cutter. You're usually a lot faster than you think. It's just that, unfortunately, on Harbinger, it does make a difference here because we can't prep attack immediately. But we'll work with it. Strength, charisma, every single stat check, guaranteed. Second encounter, guaranteed. And then maybe a second mystery, but boy. Pain. I think overall this character has lower... assuming this is 6 charisma... 4 knowledge, 8, 11, 17, yeah, definitely a lot lower than normal. But you start with the Box Cutter, so if you can get a good start going, you can get good things going. We'll see, though. It depends on the mystery combination, doesn't it? But anywho. Also on Harbinger, you're pretty much guaranteed to go below low stamina, low reason thresholds, and you'll know what I mean. We have both things, by the way. Please tell me I did put the illegal den, by the way. Household Hell, Vigil, and this is something. We're gonna take it. Looks like footage. It is footage. And let's immediately use the police station. So, we have a high threat level hospital, max threat level hospital, and we have both hospital mysteries. So, the police patrols are going into the hospital. And we'll see what happens. But yeah, most of the time I'm playing gotchas that allow me to AFK really easily, unless I'm just working or something. As of recent, though, low stamina isn't that bad. It's the low... Actually, I do want to visit the mansion twice. It's a low reason one that's going to be woof. Also, yeah, that's chibi, but... pretty cool. Yeah, gotchas, normally I play them when I can AFK them while working. In fact, I'm doing so right now. I'm watching something to the side go off as I'm playing World of Horror here. Let's take more stamina damage, by the way. But if it takes too much of my time, I usually stop. So, although that's right, we also have 1 luck, so we're definitely below the general stat threshold. Again, it's not a game breaker, but especially when you roll 12s, your stats pretty much don't matter. But in encounters, you're going to really feel it. So, yeah, I can see it more clearly. We have 6 charisma. 24 HP, but we have Box Cutters. Unfortunately, if and when it breaks, boy, am I going to have a bit more trouble. But until then, as we become a nightmare figure, again, I don't know the lore of any of these characters. I can only do my best to understand. But, yeah. Also, no chance for Outdoorsman. Didn't get to level up. But we could run into it again and again because we're on 1.02, and 1.02 things can happen. We'll do another run if we somehow die quickly, but until then, that is fetid fume. I mean, we're gonna enter the bath now, so if we don't heal from the bath, I'll know which one it is. And yep, that's fetid fumes, and now I hate myself. So, into Household Hell I go, because the least we can do is avoid roads closed shenanigans. Even though, yes, we have Vigil at some point. In fact, we have both mansion and hospital investigations crazily, but we also want to 1, grab the hospital pass, but 2, I also need to, yes, change the patrols to the hospital, or the mansion. And let's get these out of the way before roads closed happens. Otherwise, we're going to be losing a lot of doom. That being said, funny enough, we're going to trade off reason for stamina here just to try and equal out. But I am scared for my reason, so we're going to find out. We're going to find out what happens. That being said, our doom management is actually still pretty okay, but as I fail to buy them around here... What do I want? I want this, actually. I want to actually improve my dexterity tenfold. No, I still want strength. I'm lying. But the extra dexterity from quick thinking will help. And for some reason, that puts the character now in the threshold, so I can't see the numbers, and then that happens, so hey. But the most important part, I'm trying to buff this, basically. So when it becomes broken, it's actually faster, so it can help you out, but it is tricky to work with. Let's take stamina damage. Never mind, I passed the check. And we'll continue moving on. For Doom, so be it. That event's gonna happen. I'm just gonna accept it. Did we do it? This is protective carvings, by the way. I forgot to use it. And I would have liked to use it here, but hey. Forgot. Now, this isn't gonna help me, so I could just opt to run away here. Yeah, let's just run away here. We do have protective carvings now, but if we run into Rumaghost, we're running again. That's just what's gonna happen. But until that moment, if we could take Ward next with this hospital pass... I never got the hospital pass. Well, I'll do my best. Actually, no, I want to take Coma next, because, not just for the hospital pass, but because we need to switch the police patrols, unless I take Vigil next. I guess Ward can be my last mystery. We're gonna see how that works out for me. Probably not well. Yeah, I didn't need to swerve like this, but I did it to myself. But while we have good odds, let's do this. So 1% Doom, and let's hope we hit a bunch of this. Hitting all 4 would be nice, but why would I ever believe that? And let's get out of this mansion. And then go back in once, you know, someone's relative asks us to attend a vigil. School curfew, doesn't matter. Just making sure we don't have the bottle. We don't. Entering vigil with 6 stamina, 6 reason. Not fun, but we're running away from a lot of encounters here anyway. What's the worst that's going to happen? That could be the worst that's going to happen. Fungal growth doesn't matter, thankfully, but when you get 2 or 3, you'll start feeling it. But as we lose 2 reason guaranteed, and proceed to lose more because of penalty damage, I'll do my best. I'll do my best. So, bow, clap, clap, bow. Again, I'm seeing the kanji for Te, that's the right-hand character there. So I assume it's clap, because you clap with your hands. Again, as I move back into the topic of Japanese, that's kind of what that's something that you tend to learn when you go through as we get Mind Drain here. Is that, for kanji specifically, for those, you know, to give you some Japanese knowledge, a lot of kanji is also based on, you know, what the meaning of it is. So, you know, like I said, the word for, or the kanji for hand, te, is when you see that and you associate it, you know, in a longer word, usually there's some meaning. Now, it's not always straightforward, but it is a way that you can figure out, as I lose the meat cleaver there, and I think that was the long pig steak. You can essentially make deductive guesses, basically, on what a meaning is. And it's something that comes in handy when you're trying to figure out, you know, read signs, read the language here and there. Similar thing, for example, a better example would be the kanji for right, which is what you see there. When you see the kanji for right and you look at, you know, when you see, like, the item book, sometimes you'll see the kanji for right in certain situations where books are mentioned. I'm looking at this Rumaghost and want to run, and I want to run away. I also did the vigil wrong because I didn't do the thing, but that's fine for the moment. We can dodge here. Another example for Japanese would be the library. The library is a place that has books, therefore it would have the kanji for books and or writing in it. I can't remember which one at the moment, but, you know, we'll work. I'm giving you kind of a, you know, crash course in some kanji facts, so anywho. Not the best articulated, but I do my best. So I guess into Coma we go. Into Coma we go to pick up the hospital pass, but to also do... Never mind, that was Ward, and I guess we're just here now. So, whoopsie doopsie. Mistakes were made. Well, I guess we hope now that our Doom doesn't shoot through the roof as it proceeds to shoot through the roof. Again, I will readily admit that the fact, again, I have not been able to practice Japanese as much as I wanted to over the years. So I'm not the authority you should code to. Well, you can ask me things, but I won't know the precise answers to certain things for Japanese. But I can kind of get by. Do I want to do more? No, I want to just try to do this. Can I even do this? Kind of. But I have to roll. 60%. We're gonna roll on it. I have Mind Drain, but, well, I guess we're using Mind Drain then. I could use it more, but while we're here, I want to use it on the boss instead, so... Now, we could just die outright, because this is also a high threat level location. I just realized that. So we're in a lot of pain, basically. I don't know why I put myself through this. I don't know why I put myself through this. Help! I should also switch to the meat cleaver. I didn't do that either. Guess I'm too unfocused at the moment, but... Just goes to show, if nothing else, that even with the stat spread I'm given, you can more than perfectly survive with lower stats than average, as that looks like Ryoko. Never mind, Reiko, sorry. Again, the kanji for Ko. Child, but is mainly used in names with the Ko ending. I assumed it was Ryoko. But anywho, as we run into this guy, I want to arrest the other encounter. Mind Drain would also not be a bad idea here either. Now the question is, do I want to do more? I can do more, so thankfully I get out in one turn without any RNG, but we're not out of the woods, and now we're dead because I should have taken the left option. I forgot that this was this. Well, no, yeah, because I could have just forgotten spells. Well, hey, I did my best. But anywho, just to remind now, as we're getting to the end, near the end of the stream, is that yes, in about an hour from now, I'm going to be doing a Hades 2 stream. It's mainly going to be practice, both playing the game wise and streaming wise, because I'm going to be playing with the setup I have. So as we get into this Zektas run, if we die too quickly, I will do another run, but we'll see. As we get into Zektas, I don't know what that backstory is. Character specific random, exquisite taste, but random item perks. So this broken box cutter could turn into something amazing. That's the 50-50 coin toss that comes with quick play. But knowledge, dexterity, second encounter, charisma, strength, every single stat check, second encounter again, second mystery last. I feel like I just had that in a different order this time, but anywho, so yeah, Zektas is going to be interesting here because since we have a lower stat spread, it's going to be very, very painful. You know what's not going to be as painful? The fact that we don't have to look for a weapon, thankfully, but we'll see. I'll leave History Club, actually. And we set Illegal Den. Monument would be nice, but I don't have time to really lose HP, considering how low our stats are. So we'll do our best. We'll in fact take experience for a good head start, but it won't save us. We want to come out relatively okay. Is that Ward again? That looks like Ward again. Scissors, Nails, Sailors, and Metamorphosis. So we have like 4 possible bosses back to back. Technically 5, but Sailors you can skip. I'm in trouble. Do I want to go for the Cursed Scissors, by the way? I can. All things considered, this doesn't have to be the most Doom-intensive run. But yeah, okay, yeah. See you later. I hope you had a fun time. You know what to do. I mean, you already know what to do, so yeah. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later. As for everyone else, oh boy. Do I have a mystery on my hands? Figuratively and literally. Yeah, we'll go into Scissors now. While I have the box cutter, we'll go into Scissors now. We are on Timeline A. I'm gonna go for the Cursed Scissors here. That's gonna increase my Doom on Zektas, but the better weapon is... I mean, it's still RNG. I feel like it's a coin flip either way, though. Although, if I had to gamble on that event, I would not like to increase my Doom by 5. I would like to instead run away from this bloated teacher, if we have it. Which I would be able to tell if I could read the thing, but if we don't get the... If the box cutters don't break here, that would be nice. Unfortunately, they did. And yeah, we don't get any better box cutters, so we're gonna go with the 5 damage bat and go for the Cursed Scissors. Again, what I was trying to say earlier is basically that I think the Cursed Scissors are still better for you, even though they proc Doom on Zektas. You want the damage the Cursed Scissors normally give you. And to that end, we're also going to fight this Toilet Ghost, which is our second encounter. But we're doing this mainly for the experience as well. To increase our stats, because otherwise we die at Minimum 63% Doom, but we actually want to do better. So, nothing bad from our luck going negative here. Although it is negative, so that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, I'm coming. Hold on. I'm probably going to forget, though, but let's hope I don't. So we're going to do 7 damage here. If the Scissor Lady raises the scissors, I guess we're going to find out. Doesn't seem like she is, so we're going to do Prep It Strong again. And then we start Brace. I can do it one more time. But in the interest of coming out a lot more healthy here, let's instead just go for 90% kicks. I'm guaranteed to get out no matter what. So really all I'm waiting for is to hit 5 Reason, because the Wooden Bat does 5 base damage. We get 15 damage on a Desperate Prep Strong, which is not guaranteed actually, so I lied. I'm going to do Desperate Prep Attack and get out, because we do 10 damage at least. Or 11 there because we have bonus damage, but you get the point. So how much damage do... Well, let's enter the home first, just in case some random item stat shenanigans is happening. But no, this hasn't changed, and this is actually maybe slower. But we still want to use the scissors for damage anyway. Now I need to take a town mystery, because I need to get the thingy, the hospital pass. What is that? Fungal growth once more. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, we have the hospital pass, and that's perfectly going to get rid of my stuff, but I can visit the tree again. Don't give me a bad curse. Into, I don't know what that is. That doesn't look like Stalker. I don't know what that is. So, we're going to find out. Either way, we move on with our Cursed Scissors, and we be happy with what we have. We can visit this once. We don't have Akamanto, so it might behoove us to visit this once, but... no, Outdoorsman for 10 Doom, even though that's gonna save us on Reason, would not be the smartest decision. So instead, fun. We get bonus damage, thankfully, so we get to 2-tap this guy. Unfortunately, we still lose -2 all for it, but we'll make do with what we've got. Here, Outdoorsman's gonna help, but I forgot if we have even Force Investigations anymore. We have... I think we're in Nails now. Oh, pain. Nails, Metamorphosis. We do have a few Forest Investigation, so you know what? While Morbid Inspiration is going to help, I would rather save a bunch on stuff. Hold on. We have Metamorphosis soon, so actually, funny enough, we do set the police patrols to the seaside. We do have Ward as well, which the downtown is max threat level for, but we're going to take Metamorphosis next. My question is, I don't remember which one of these. I think this is Agree. Yeah, that's Agree. We might need to rest, though. Pain. I don't know how much knowledge I have, actually. 3 knowledge. 3 knowledge. We have 3 knowledge. Yeah, we need to increase dexterity before we hit 63% Doom. But I also need to rest, so I'm going to rest twice. Because we need to, otherwise we die to stamina loss. Or we're going to die to stamina loss. But we also need to level up soon. Hopefully I get out of Metamorphosis quickly. Yeah, I want to let her sleep here. I think. And we're going to try to defeat this without handcuffing, but that's going to be a tough ask. Do we gamble here? 55%. That's not great at all. Had to mute myself for a moment. That's me hitting the mic. Do we have anything else? We have the Wooden Bat to throw. We also have the Box Cutters to throw. Is that going to be enough? We're going to find out. No. The answer is no. Unless he's weak to sharp, the answer is no. Or I have Anatomy class, but I forgot. But the answer seems to be no. So, I guess we just do this until we get to Desperate Struggle. Yeah, if we did bonus damage, we would have saved stamina there. Now we do need to hit this 90% still, but nonetheless, I'm going to be doing Desperate Prep Strong anyway. And we'll level up definitely after Ward, so we shouldn't die here. But you never know what's going to happen, right? We do need stamina, by the way. We don't have any other items, so all that's left is the handcuffs and the hospital pass, which I'm going to be using in Ward. Nope, I was supposed to take Metamorphosis. Oh, this is going to be troublesome. Well, this is going to be the first time in a long... I think the last time I'd probably done this consciously. I probably did this consciously, sorry, because that's Ryuichi, it seems like. Nope, Yoichi. Well, hey, Ichi. This is the kanji for Ichi, but... yeah, it's the last time I took Metamorphosis as my 4th mystery onward was probably near the beginning of the thing. I mean, I probably did it as a giggle somewhere, but seriously speaking, the last time I seriously took Metamorphosis 4th or 5th mystery was probably like at the beginning of 1.0, so... we're gonna be in a lot of pain. We'll do our best, but I'm pretty sure I need something else to help me here. But we'll see. We'll see if we can even do that. For perception, please. Nope, rolled an 11 plus 2 modifier. We might be able to immediately Desperate Struggle our friend here. That's the least that we can do. But we do need to also... 1, increase knowledge, but then also increase dexterity. I think we can... yeah, we can one-shot with the handcuffs here. Thankfully. But we're not out of the woods yet, because our dexterity needs to increase again before I can be really, really comfortable. But if I need to rest, I will rest, because, boy, Metamorphosis is gonna hurt. So, let's see what happens here. Yeah, we're just gonna run. I could take -3 all damage, but we're fighting the meat horror here. We don't have the Doom to spend fighting that. What I do have the Doom to spend on is resting twice. Even though we have fetid fumes, I promise you I need this HP. Now we keep losing HP, and that doesn't make me feel good, but not much else I can do about that. Now I might be able to level up at the end here. What I need, though, is something to help me with damage, and unfortunately, I don't get that. That was damage increase, but the cost was way too high. So I guess we'll live and die by whatever happens here, because we don't have any more rest to really rely on. Because otherwise our Doom is going to rise too high. That was not what I wanted. I could have taken... it could have been literally any... I would have even taken Charisma at this point. So I guess we're going for dodges. I don't think we even get dodges. Not without kicks, right? Yeah, so we're just going to dodge all the time, and hopefully we hit 5 dodges in a row. At least. Because then, well, we would have been able to Desperate Struggle. But, you know, without further ado, again, it is harder with that character than other characters. Is it fun to play as her? Sure. But, you know, without further ado, if there's no request for runs, I'll close out the stream in a minute. In about 57 minutes, I'll be doing a Hades 2 stream. But for no one else, again, it's going to be mainly for practice. Because for me, I want to figure out how I can do a thing. Now, I will still be using a controller, so I'll be looking into things, but if I'm not too busy, we'll see what happens. If I can't stream for whatever reason, I'll let you know as well. Without further ado, yeah, I think the rest of this, tomorrow's going to be a Nuzlocke again. If I do anything else after that, we'll see. I'm really trying to work through things I have on my plate, game development and otherwise, but it would be nice. It would be nice to get something done. Otherwise, it'll be a slow work up to near the end of this month in terms of releasing games and whatnot, or other things that I plan to do. If one other thing, I guess, is when I finish the Nuzlocke, I do have another series planned, but it's not completely up on the board. It's already past the drawing board, but we'll see if I actually get to it, because there's also custom content I want to do during the summer of 24 as well. I almost said 2014. 2024 as well. I almost said it again. Oh my good. Yes, I'm going crazy. Anywho, that should be enough for now. If I, for some reason, assume that if the stream time for the next stream in about an hour or so starts and I'm not here, just assume that something's happened to me. Not serious, but you know, either I'm busy with something, I've fallen asleep for whatever reason because I'm a bit tired, or I'm caught up trying to fix the stream because I have technical difficulties. But yeah, without further ado, if you want to support me for whatever reason, you know what to do. Subscribing, you know, watching the video in general, liking videos, streams, and whatnot. It all helps in the long run because my videos are and streams are being picked up here and there by the algorithm, which, you know, I'm kind of wondering why, but I'll do my part, and, you know, everyone else and the robots will do theirs. But yeah, without further ado, if you're watching, if I can speak correctly, anyone watching now or in the future, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I will see you when I see you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'll try to address it to the best of my knowledge, but if I can't, just know I've tried my best. I usually try to, you know, understand and respond to comments when possible, but it's not always possible. They do appear in a feed for me, but yeah. I can only do my best with what I have. I'm just one person working on this channel relatively alone, though I have had help very indirectly. But yeah, without further ado, that'll be the end of the stream, and I guess I'll see you when I see you. So, yeah, bye!